So I've never done like videos of this kind of thing before, mainly because I haven't really wanted to. But there's one for every vehicle in San Andreas. Probably all of them. There's probably some missing ones. I think it's all of the vehicles you can drive or fly or ride or whatever. So why not, right? I wish I could play music over this, but I can't because, you know, you play like 1 second of music and you get, "Wee, stop playing our music." So anyway, yeah, I've edited all the tiers. I might put this in the description actually, like a link. Hang on a minute. Let me write that down. So anyway, the cars are all down here in alphabetical order. They're not all cars, there's like bikes and planes and stuff as well. But yeah, let's just jump into it, shall we? Because I'll say real quick that my San Andreas that I play is heavily modded with like several car mods. So some of these cars I haven't driven like properly in a while, but oh well. So the first car is the Admiral, and that thing is like, it's just kind of there, isn't it? I don't remember if it's a decent vehicle or anything. I think it's all right. It's like, it's kind of just like a standard sedan car. There's actually quite a few of those. It's all right, you know. It's not the worst car I've ever driven. If it was spawning on the road, I'd definitely take it over some things. But I think I'll put it in the all right but not the best section, because why not? Then we have the Alpha. This car for some reason appears really rare. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen them very often. I remember I hated this car for a while, but I don't remember why. It customizes fairly decently, I guess. I think the Admiral does too, actually. The Alpha's, like I said, it's pretty rare, but it's all right. You know, it's not a terrible vehicle, and it's all right. You know, I seem to remember it being pretty decent. I think, don't you use it for like one of the races in San Fierro as well? I remember that race being really annoying, but I don't know. I think I'd say it's pretty good. You know, I have a bit of a faulty mouse, so I might have a few problems. Next is the ambulance. Let me tell you, the ambulance in San Andreas, I seem to remember it liking to tip over a lot. You know, I also don't really like driving vehicles without the radio in them. Although at least it's got the funny, I think it's got, can you hear like the emergency police radio in an ambulance? I'm not actually sure. I don't think you can, but either way, it's pretty quick at least. You know, it's not slow. I mean, it needs to be fast as an ambulance, right? Because it just brings like, paramedic in San Andreas is fine. It's easy in like Angel Pine or whatever. It takes so long. But it brings back horrible memories of GTA 3 and Vice City's paramedic missions. On both of those games, on numerous occasions, I have failed at like late levels because some idiot that I was supposed to be picking up just ran into the back of my bloody ambulance and got themselves killed. So, yeah, not really fun. It's alright though, it's not slow or anything. I think I'll put it in the alright section because it's just kind of alright, you know? It's not meh. It's pretty decent. Like, I think the speed is really the only thing that keeps it over the meh tier, you know? And plus you don't really see it on the roads or anything. You always take it when you get like killed in the game. I mean, I usually reload when that happens, but... And look, an Andromeda, or Andromeda, I always call it Andromeda, I always have. There's another vehicle that I pronounce weirdly too later on. This plane, you can't actually get it normally. I think there's a glitch on the mission stowaway to allow you to steal it. I don't remember. I've never actually done it. I've never tried it. But, you know, it's a big plane. I don't know if it's as big as the AT400. It might not be, actually. It just reminds me of like a video I saw when I was a kid of like somebody stealing it. I was like, whoa, you can do that? And I never tried it. Maybe I will in the future, but yeah, it's kind of just there. You can't really fly it, you know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change this tab to I hate it and change this back to How do you... How do you drive this? How do you drive this? Yeah, I'm going to put that in there because you can't actually get this vehicle. I know it's not... I know you don't drive a plane. You fly it. There was a glitch. I remember there's a glitch where you can see like a Hydra in the San Fierro impound lot. And instead of flying, it drives. I seem to remember that being a thing. But anyway. Next, sometimes you see it flying ahead. That's pretty cool, but you know. AT400 does that too. Speaking of AT400, that's the next vehicle. I have very rarely flown this thing. I used to fly it a lot, but I barely use it nowadays. Because I don't really have any reason to. You can only find it in Las Venturas Airport in that one hangar in the corner. It's a big plane. It obviously doesn't handle well because it's a huge plane. The last time I flew it, I was flying over Fort Carson near the Big Ear, and I hit something and blew up. And I don't even know what I hit. It wasn't something that just like appears after you hit it. I just hit something invisible. I don't know. Maybe the rock had like a huge like hitbox or something. I don't hate the plane. It's kind of fun, I guess. It's a massive vehicle. It's the biggest vehicle in GTA, maybe. I think I'll just put it in meh, because I never use it. Another vehicle for meh is probably the baggage handler, because it's not very good. Obviously, it's not supposed to be. It would be really funny if there was a baggage handler that went like faster than the cheetah or whatever, but it's alright, it's fine. I wouldn't drive it by choice much. Maybe I would for like a joke, but not really something I would steal if it was on the road. I think they can spawn on the road actually around airports. I wouldn't nick it. I'd take a different car, you know. The Bandito is I don't know. The Bandito's fine. It looks cool. It's decently quick. I think it handles alright. I don't remember. But the only thing about the Bandito for some reason doesn't have a radio. I'm pretty sure the bodiless Dune buggy in GTA 5 has a radio. But this one doesn't, and I don't know why. It's alright though, it's not a bad car. I think I'll put it in the alright over here because, again, it's not something I would have I don't know what word I was trying to say there. Perceptually, yes, that's definitely the word. I'm not really sure I would drive that by choice, even if it's spawned on the roads, because the BF injection is way better, but, you know. And also the Bandito is only found in one place. It's on, like, some beach in San Fierro. The Banshee is one of my favourite vehicles in the entire game. It's fast, it doesn't handle the best, but it's great. It looks nice, it drives well, always liked it. And yeah, that's easily going in the top. The Barracks has a siren for some reason. I don't know if you can do Vigilante in them, but I don't know why you would want to, because it's not exactly fast. The Barracks is also really annoying. I use the invincible car glitch cheat thing to do 6-star wanted level chases, because it's actually quite fun to do that with invincible cars. The Barracks is always getting in my way. I'm not sure which is worse, that or the Rhino, when you're being chased, but you know, it's alright, you know. It's not the worst, it's fine. I think I'll put it in there. The Beagle, it's not even in the picture fully. The Beagle's... I don't really fly the Beagle. I think it only spawns in San Fierro Airport, and I've taken it a few times, but not very often. There's also that one in Fort Carson, which is pretty funny. You know. I guess I wouldn't really pick it over anything else. It's fine. It's not the worst. The Benson... I think the Benson is actually the fastest of the box vans in the game. I think it's quicker than the Mule and the Yankee, at least. It's I've driven it a few times when I get like... when my car gets wrecked or whatever, like industrial areas, which happens a lot. So... it's alright, you know, I don't mind it. I feel like I'm going to say it's alright a lot in this video, but what else can you really say? The Benson is just kind of there. It's a box van, it's fine. I'd drive it if it's like maybe the only thing spawning, but like it's not that bad. It's alright. Is that the BF 400, I believe? Me and my brother don't like this bike, specifically because when we were younger we were always looking for the PCJ. And we always thought this was the PCJ. It looks very similar, and to me it just doesn't feel that quick. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I still don't like it, because it's not as good as the PCJ. It's just kind of there. It's just another bike, you know? There's loads of them. maybe if it was the only thing spawning, but I don't like it. I just haven't. It doesn't feel that quick. BF Injection is also one of my favourite vehicles in the game. I'm not really sure why. I just really, really like it. It looks cool. It sounds cool. It's pretty quick. I guess it flips kind of easily, but at the same time, it's not really that big of a deal. They're kind of rare, actually. I don't see them very much myself. They're probably not meant to be very rare, but to me they are for some reason. So, but yeah, I like it. It's a nice car, you know. It's one of my favourite ones. The bike, which is just called Bike, it's one of the bicycles in the game. I don't like bicycles in San Andreas because to go max speed I have to mash the button. You gotta mash the button. Yeah, it just kind of like it's like it reminds me of doing the courier missions in Los Santos, even though that's a BMX that you do it on. I don't like the push bikes, the bicycles. I don't like them. They're not fun to use. If you hold the button, it goes really slow. So yeah, that's going to be the first vehicle that goes into the category of I hate it. Then we have the Blade. The Blade is kind of like, I seem to remember the Blade being bad. I think it's decently fast. I think it's slightly easier to drive than the Savannah. It's not really something I would pick off the road. I'd probably rather drive a taxi, actually. Especially considering the taxi mod I have on my game. It's like a taxi, it's like a Dodge Challenger with like Ritsu from K-On! On it, but yeah, it's alright. I wouldn't pick it over anything above. I think it goes into there, but it's a decent car. The Blister Compact, I can't believe the Blister Compact, right? I genuinely can't believe this. One day, I took this car, and it was way faster than I thought it would be. Like, it's just a compact car. I thought, oh, it's probably going to be like the Bravura or the I don't know, the Willard or Vincent or whatever. But no, it's actually surprisingly fast. And I don't know why. It just is. So, and it customizes surprisingly well too. I don't know what it is. It's not my favorite car, but it's all right. It's a car I quite like, so it's going to go into the pretty good tier. Next we have the Bloodring Banger. The Bloodring Banger is a car that I've driven a lot because I use cheats all the time on San Andreas, and I used to spawn this thing all the time. And I like it. It's fast. It looks cool. It sounds pretty neat. I don't like the Bloodring side mission because it's bullshit, but it's an alright vehicle. It's one of my more favourite cars in the game. Again, same thing as I said for the bike for the BMX. The Bobcat is one of those vehicles. It's all over the countryside and the desert. It's not a vehicle I would pick specifically, but like it's all right. It's not bad. It's decent. I seem to remember having some decent speed. It's not as bad as the Perennial anyway. It's fine, you know. I'm going to put it in the all right tier. The Boxville, there's two of them. The burglary one and the regular one. They're both basically the same vehicle. They're kind of slow. I mean, they're vans, not supposed to be quick. They're not the fastest, they're not the slowest, they kind of suck. They're clunky, they have pretty bad handling if I remember correctly. So maybe if it was the only thing spawning, both of them are the same vehicle. The how is it pronounced? Bravura? I don't know. I hate it because I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's like the one in GTA 5, like Carbonizaire or Carbonizar or Carbon whatever it's pronounced. Yeah, the is a car that's kind of everywhere. Like you will find this thing in Los Santos. You'll find it in Red County, San Fierro, Bone County, probably Bayside, maybe Las Venturas in the slightly less rich areas. It kind of sucks if I remember correctly. It customizes way better than you would think, but it's not really the best vehicle. It's just kind of there. It's another one of those forgettable vehicles that never returned. I guess I'll put it in the I wouldn't pick it, or maybe the meh category. Yeah, I'll put it in the meh category. It's not really. It's kind of ugly, you know. The Broadway. The Broadway just reminds me of the mission Jizzy. I'm having a lot of trouble with that one in the past, but I don't mind the Broadway. I kind of like it actually. It looks nice. It drives all right. I replaced it with the GTA 2 Z-Type mod, so that's pretty cool on my game. Excuse me, mouse. Could you please Okay, hold on. Mouse, hello. Jeez. I'm going to put in the pretty good tier because it's all right. I like it. The Buccaneer, I always forget that this car is in the game. It only spawns in one area, and that's like near Easter Base and Naval Base and the Zuma petrol station. That's like kind of next to where the police station is in San Fierro. It literally only spawns there, so I've barely ever driven it in my life. So I'm just going to put it in the meh tier because I don't know. I've never really driven this vehicle. So next up is the Buffalo. I like this car. It's pretty quick, you know. They could have picked a better colour for the picture. It's the vehicle I always use for that one race. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one after the Catalina missions. It's a pretty decent car. It's pretty quick, and it handles all right. So I'm going to put it in the pretty good tier. It's not my favourite car, but it's pretty cool. Same goes for the Bullet as well. The Bullet looks cool. It's pretty quick. Okay, mouse, please. It's kind of... I think it spins a lot, but it's not too bad. It's not as bad as another certain supercar that we will get to. But yeah. Next up is the Burrito. I think it's the fastest of the regular vans. It also comes with a pretty cool spoiler and some lights on the front occasionally, which makes it better than the other one. Hold on a minute. Am I noticing a missing vehicle? Or is it down here? There is a missing vehicle. I don't see it. Hold on. Maybe I'm just blind, but there's a missing vehicle, guys. Hold on, am I just missing it? No, I am not missing it. It's down there. It's using its... I thought the Berkeley RC van was missing. It's called the Top Fun in the file, so maybe that's why it's there. But yeah, anyway, the Burrito, pretty decent vehicle. It's cool. It looks pretty neat, you know. This is probably the worst colour you can get it in. There's a unique yellow one in the mission Mike Torino that you can steal if you know how, which I've done before. I like it. It's all right, you know. It's not the best vehicle. I'm going to put it in the pretty good tier because I actually kind of like it. If I'm looking for a Berkeley RC van, that's the car I drive while looking for it. Next up is the bus. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but I actually like this vehicle. You want to know why? Because it's so goddamn rare. I like rare vehicles in GTA. I don't know why. I just do. I like looking for rare vehicles. Sometimes it's boring because it's just me driving up and down the same stretch of road for hours, but it's not fast. It's not good to drive, but I like it because it's rare, so I'm going to put it up in the top tiers. The Cabby is another one where you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but I actually like it. I just like how it looks, you know? Ever since I was younger, I always looked at the Cabby and I liked it. I don't know why. I guess I just really like that car. Like, I think it's based off the checker cab. It's not really very checkered in this game, but it's based off like the old checker cabs, like Checker Marathon. I like those. They're pretty cool looking. So yeah, I'm just going to say I like that one quite a little bit. The Caddy is actually pretty fun. It's ridiculous driving a golf cart around. I wouldn't say it's my favourite vehicle in the game by a long shot, but I actually kind of like it. So I'm going to put it in the pretty good tier because I like it, you know. Next up is the camper van. I like camper vans, so it automatically wins. The same is true for like if they put like a mini in the game. Excuse me, mouse. I really like camper vans in real life. I just like how they look, so I automatically like this vehicle. It's a shame they didn't bring it back in GTA 5. Actually, they kind of did. It was the Surfer, but it wasn't very good. The Cargo Bob, is that the Cargo Bob? I think it is. I never fly this thing. It's clunky, not great, you know. It's slow. It's not fun. I would only use it if it was the only thing in the area. The cement truck, again, I always steal one. I always steal one after the mission Demolition, because you use it in the mission. I always put it in my garage for some reason. I don't know why I do that. Because it's not really that great. It's alright. It's not the worst vehicle in the world. I have a cement mixer on my game replaced with the Serrano from Driver Parallel Lines. It's as ridiculous as you would think in the mission. It looks quite funny actually. If I had footage of it, I'd like maybe attempt to edit it over, but no, I don't have footage of it. It's I mean the mod is pretty fun, but the base vehicle isn't really great. I wouldn't pick it over anything else. I don't hate it though. The cheetah is obviously going in the pretty good tier. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to put it in my favourites because I actually kind of like this car. I don't get to drive it very often. It looks really nice though. Is it still a Ferrari Testarossa in San Andreas? I don't remember. Next up is the Clover. The Clover is I only ever see them in Los Santos. It's a beta car. Not the greatest. I replaced it with the Andek from Parallel Lines. It's alright. It's not the worst vehicle ever. It's fine, you know. Not something I would pick over anything else. I guess I'll put it in the alright tier. I think it's kind of weird that in Transfender when you customize it, the door is the same colour as just the body, but whatever. Next we have the Club, which I believe is a Golf. I like it. It's pretty decent. I don't drive it very often because I don't see them that often, but I like it. It's alright, you know. The Coach, well, you know. I mentioned how I like the bus. The Coach is like the bus's more commonly seen brother. It's alright. Not the best vehicle. It looks alright though. I like it. I guess I could also put this in my favourites tier because it's basically the same vehicle as the bus. Let me just look at them. Next up we have, is that the Coast Guard? I think it is. I never use it. I never use this vehicle. So, you know, because I don't really use boats very often. I just like spawn a Hydra or whatever. Combine Harvester, it kind of sucks. It's fun to like, when you drive over people in this game, they get like shredded in the back, but that's like the only thing it has going for it. It's not great. It's really clunky, and I hate driving it because it has like, you know. Actually, I'm going to put it in the hate category. No, actually, maybe only if it was spawning. The thing where it like chops people up is like really violent, and it's really the only thing it has going for it. If you drive on the road, you will hit everything because it's so damn wide. The Comet, I like this vehicle quite a bit. It customizes fairly well. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. I don't see it often, but I like it quite a bit. The Crop Duster, again, is another only if it was spawning vehicle because it spawns in like what, 2 places. There's the place in the desert everyone knows of, and the one slightly less people know of like on top of a hill near a wooden shack somewhere in the countryside. I don't remember where, but it's, you know. The DFT-30, I've always liked this vehicle because I don't know why. I just kind of have. I'm weird like that. There's vehicles I just like in GTA for no reason. Not even vehicles I would specifically want to drive. Just vehicles I like because they look cool. This is basically the same with the Taxi because the taxis are slow, but no, I kind of like them. The Dinghy is another only if it was spawning vehicle because, like I said, I don't really like using boats. And it's like not very quick anyway. The same is true for the Dodo. I don't fly planes often either. I just drive everywhere. The Dozer sucks. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It doesn't control very well. It's obviously slow because it's a bulldozer. The Dump Truck, I don't hate it. It's just kind of another if it was spawning vehicle because I don't know. It's a bit too big, you know. Dump trucks are supposed to be big, mind you, but the Dune is pretty fun though. I like the Dune. It's you unlock it by doing Kickstart, I think, at the LV, the last Venturas like arena thing. Give me a minute. Sorry. My throat isn't cooperating again. What a surprise! But yeah, it's pretty fun to drive. It kind of tips over a lot, but the Elegant is one of those vehicles where it's not actually that bad. It's pretty quick. It's another sedan, but it's one of the better ones. If I see it driving around with other generic cars, I'll probably take it. But yeah, it's not bad. It's decently fast. It's not the worst car. The Elegy, I like the Elegy a lot because it's one of the Wheel Archangel tuner cars. If you could, there's the mouse again. It's another one of the Wheel Archangel tuner cars, and I like it a lot because those cars look so cool when you customize them, and it looks pretty decent on its own as well. Isn't it a Nissan Skyline, or am I thinking of a different car? I don't remember. The Emperor, it's another one of those cars that I wouldn't pick over anything else because it's okay. It's just a decent sedan. It's not the worst vehicle of all. In fact, I'm going to put it in meh. I kind of don't like it. The Enforcer I do like though, because I've always liked the SWAT van in GTA games. If you're not using cheats, then they're pretty useful because you can get armor when you get into them, which is pretty neat. That's in all games, I think. I don't know if that's true in GTA 4 and 5. I don't know, but it is in all like the 3D era games. The Esperanto is just kind of another kind of meh sedan. There's loads of them. I didn't realise. Actually, I don't think the Esperanto is a sedan. Actually, it might not be, but it's fine. The Emperor is just kind of used for one mission. I replaced it with the server from Driver Parallel Lines. The Esperanto, I replaced it with one of the cars from Driver 2 from Chicago. Yeah, somebody made that. Could somebody make a mod for every Driver 2 car? That would be so cool. But yeah, it's kind of meh, the Esperanto. It's not great. And the Euros, I don't know because it never appears. I've barely driven this car at all. It only spawns very occasionally. I don't know if I've ever seen it on the road outside of using the fast car cheat. I don't know how I would rank this. I mean, it's a sports car, so it's probably pretty good, right? Why are you moving the crop duster? I didn't ask you to do that. Where's the Euros gone? There it is, I see it. Excuse me, mouse, could you please stop trolling me? It's probably decent. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to put this in the how do you drive this category because you never see it. I mean, one spawns for at the camel toe, I think it's called. That's how you get it for the export list. But other than that, it never spawns in traffic. Next up is this thing. How do you pronounce this? Is it Fagio or is it Fagio? I don't know. It's decent. It's not bad. It's not great either. I actually like it because it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to drive, so shoot me. FBI Rancher is always good. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. Excuse me, mouse. Please stop that. Please do not do that. Yeah, the FBI Rancher is a lot of fun to drive. It's kind of annoying to get because even when I'm using infinite health, the car always gets destroyed by the other FBI agents shooting or trying to shoot me from behind the car, But either way, it's a decent car. I like it. FCR is not really one of my favourites. It's kind of in the same vein as the BF, except it's rarer than the BF actually. I guess I put it in the I wouldn't pick it category. It's not one of my favourite bikes. I much prefer the PCJ. Feltzer, I like this car a lot. I don't know why. I just like how it looks and I like how it drives. So it's one of my favourite cars. It's pretty fun. It's pretty quick. Customize is alright. It's not the best for that, but fire engine or fire truck as it's called in the game. It's kind of it's alright. I'll put it in the alright tier because it's not the best car. It's not the worst. And now we have to scroll down to get the cars. The Flash. Haven't driven this very much. I remember it being decent and it customizes well. It's a Wheel Archangel car, so of course it does. Flatbed is I guess it kind of looks alright. It looks kind of cool. It has different things in the back. There's several different things you can get, so it's fine, you know. Don't hate it. It's all right. But I would only really use it if not much was around. I guess this, like, I wouldn't pick it over anything above, and only if it was the only thing spawning tiers are basically the same, but whatever. The forklift, I don't like it. It sucks. It's horrible to drive. The Fortune is surprisingly better than you would think. It drives all right. It's pretty good. I put it in the pretty good tier. The Freeway, a lot of people complain about the Freeway. I like it a lot. It looks cool. I think it's all right. People say it drives bad. I guess it kind of does, but it's all right. The Ghost Glendale, or Glenshit, I'll put it in pretty good tier because I kind of like it. Because it's a pretty neat vehicle. Because it's always broken, you know? And I think, hang on a minute, let me just zoom out real quick. There we go. But yeah, and the Glendale will go in the same category, so it's basically the same vehicle. Less cool because it's not always broken. Greenwood. Sweet. Could you please get a better vehicle? It's another generic sedan. It's not very quick, you know. It's like, sweet, you have chosen a Greenwood. May I suggest a better car? Click Greenwood. So yeah, meh. It's just, and then not only that, but everywhere. It is everywhere in Grove Street territories because for some reason Sweet was like, oh, this car's going to be great for our gang. And the Hermes is it's all right. I don't remember how fast it is, but I like how it looks. It's the Vario Los Aztecas car, so you'll see it in their territory. The hot dog van, kind of slow, only if it were the only thing spawning. It's kind of weird. It's got like a face on the back. I don't like how the hot dog vendor's always in the back though. The Hot Knife is one of my favourite cars. You never see it, like, ever. You can get it when you complete driver school with all gold. That's like the only way to get it, but it's a good vehicle. The Hot Wing Racer 1, you can only get this with a cheat. But it's one of my favourite cars. It's technically called Hot Wing Racer A, actually, but Hot Wing Racer from the cheats is pretty fun. I think this is the one you drive in 8-track, or that might be the one that you get for completing 8-track. But yeah, you can actually drive it if you enter a cheat code, and it's obviously very fast. It's not the most durable vehicle, but it's fine. I actually quite like it. And the other Hot Wing Racers are basically exactly the same car. They just look a little bit different. So I'll put those in the same category as well. So can you please? Oh my god, my mouse is really, really bad. Like, it really is. But yeah, it's in the favorites category. The HPV 1000 here. It's not my favorite. It's actually not as fast as I remember it being. I'll put it in pretty good tier. It's a car that speedrunners use a lot, or bike speedrunners use a lot. And I always usually take one when I'm in Doherty, because they're all over the place. The Hunter, is that really a San Andreas shot? It looks like Vice City. I don't use helicopters often. I don't use the Hunter very much. It's a fun vehicle, don't get me wrong. It's not really one I would pick over the rest. The Huntley is kind of also the same, but I think I want to put it in pretty good because it's kind of a rare car. It looks alright. Customizes pretty well. I think it's pretty decently quick as well, actually. The Hustler I'm also going to put in pretty good because I like it. It's not a great car. It's kind of slow. It sounds pretty cool though, and Denise has one. The Hydra, I need to put this in my favourite category. My last playthrough I used it all the time. Because, you know, cheat codes and stuff. It's obviously very fast. The only thing the Hydra has that I don't like is that first of all there's the mission vertical bird, and then there's like the thing where the Hydra will always crash into something and then explode. When the thing you crash into spawns in after you've blown up. Infernus is awesome. It looks cool. One of the better looking vehicles in the game. Easily one of my favourites. The Intruder is a decent vehicle. It's not bad. It's going to go into the alright tier. It customizes fairly well too. Yeah, it's not bad, you know. It's not as slow as you think it is. The Jester's pretty cool. I actually have an interesting story about the Jester. This was before I got the Steam version. I was using the disc version. Something weird happened. it wasn't a mod I installed. It just started happening. But whenever you press the tab key, a jester would spawn in front of me. I have no idea why, but it always happened for like a short time. I still to this day don't know why. But yeah, next up is the Jetmax. The Jetmax is pretty good. It's alright. I'll put it in the pretty good tier. It's the fastest boat in the game. It's just not something I drive often. We'll put the jetpack in the alright category because it's kind of slow. I don't really like using it much. I use it to like get up like ledges I can't usually get up to, but that's about it. The journey, I actually like the journey quite a bit. I always have. It's not very fast, but I just like how it looks, so I'm going to put it in here. One of my favourite looking cars in the game. The go-kart. I'm going to put the go-kart in the I wouldn't pick it over anything above tier, because the go-kart, it's all right, but it's really, really like twitchy and kind of hard to drive. So it's all right. I don't hate it. Landstalker, however, that's going in the same category because the Landstalker likes to roll all the time and it's really annoying. Next vehicle is what is that? It's the what is that? It was the Launch. I don't really use it. Maybe if it was the only thing spawning. Same with this thing, the Leviathan. I always called it the Leviathan when I was younger. The Line Runner, though, I actually like it. I always have. I just like how it looks. I always have since I played GTA 3. Majestic is it's alright. I don't think it's that fast. It might be alright though. It might be better than I remember it being. I just remember I have it replaced, I think. On my game, it's alright. It's fine. The Manana, I guess it's supposed to be called. That's kind of meh. It's alright. It's not the worst. I would imagine this picture is the Marquis, but I can't really tell because all I can see is the mast. Yeah. Only if it were the only thing. It's slow. It's not very good. There's a mod to replace it with that ship from SpongeBob, which is pretty funny, but the collision on that mod isn't very good. The Maverick is my favourite helicopter in the entire game. I'm just going to say that right now. I always like flying it. It controls really well. It's one of my favourites. That's the Merit here. Meh. I don't really drive it. It's kind of rare, but not really one of my favourites. The Messer is kind of rare. I'm going to put it in the pretty good category because I kind of like it. The monster trucks are also going to go in the pretty good category, although I must say I don't drive them very often anymore because they are not fun to drive. I'll tell you that much, mainly because I always roll them over. But yeah, they have that funny glitch, so that's pretty fun. Moonbeam goes in meh. I replaced it with a mod for a Citroen Picasso, and what I didn't realise is that in the background there's just like, she's got like a picture of some lady who's like, hey, look at this. She's not showing anything, but it's just something I thought I would mention because it's pretty funny. But yeah, I don't like bicycles, like I said, so the mountain bike goes in there. I don't really drive the mower, only if it was the only thing spawning would I ever use it. It's slow, it's clunky, you know. I'm going to put this in the alright tier because I like how it looks, and also because it's rare, you know. The Mule is going to go in the alright tier as well because it's not the worst vehicle. I will take it over the Yankee, at least, you know. It's fine, you know. Like I said for the Mr. Whoopi, the Mr. Whoopi is kind of rare, it's decent, it's not the worst. Mule's common, but, you know. Nebula, meh, it's just another sedan. I don't remember it being any good. I don't think I've ever driven it for more than 5 minutes. Nevada, though, I hate this vehicle. You want to know why? The mission. The dam. I hate circling around for ages trying to get it up. News Chopper, however, is basically another Maverick. I just like the Maverick more. The News Chopper feels lighter and feels like it's a bit more erratic, but it's fine. News Van. I actually quite like the News Van. I'll be honest, I kind of do. I think I'll put it in my favourite cars because I like it. I just don't know why. The NRG is also going to go into my favourites because it's just a really fast bike. It controls really well. I edited my car file, so that the NRG spawns in traffic. The Oceanic I also really like. I don't know why, I just like it. I think it's because it reminds me of Driver 2 in Havana. There's a car that's based off the same vehicle the Oceanic is. And you see those cars all the time in Havana IRL. At least I've seen that in pictures anyway. The Packer's kind of cool. I mean, I guess I put it in the alright tier because you can use it to put cars on top of your Montgomery gouge and it actually counts. The Patriot's pretty good. It's not my favourite vehicle, but I like it a lot. I seem to remember there being like a variant of it where there's no, like the bed part in the back has like 2 metal pipes. But I could be thinking about Vice City. PCJ, love that one. I've mentioned this earlier in the video. That's also one of my favourites. For me, Verdant Meadows, it barely ever spawns, which is kind of a shame. And as you may have guessed, Perennial, only if it were the only thing spawning. It sucks, it's bad, don't bother with it. Phoenix, however, is going in the pretty good tier because, again, it's pretty rare, but I like it. I know I put the Euros in there, but I've driven the Phoenix more, and I like it. Picador's actually pretty good too. I quite like it. I like the Picador in GTA 5 as well. The Pizza Boy is in the same. The Pizza Boy is less than the Faggio for me, but it's a rare car, so I like it. And there's a unique one you can get in the Kill Jizzy mission if you destroy all the vehicles. If you destroy the limos and the Broadway outside, you can get a unique green Pizza Boy, which is pretty cool. I don't know why, but you can. The police cars are obviously going in the pretty good tier because, you know, they're cop cars, of course they're going to be fast. I don't know why the SFPD and LSPD cars are both on here because they're basically the same, but whatever. The police helicopter is also going in here because it's basically just a Maverick again. The police helicopter has a spotlight though, which is pretty cool, but you can't really control it. The pony, I wouldn't pick it over anything above. It's not meh. I kind of like it, but I wouldn't pick it over anything else. The Predator, I'm not really sure what I could say about this. I guess I'll go with there. I don't think I've ever used it. Well, I probably have at least once, but it's not really a car I like to use very often. Premier is the same. I replaced mine with a Vice City style Premier. It's alright. It's actually kind of fast, I guess. I put it in the alright tier, actually. It's decent. This thing is kind of meh. I've replaced the Previon in my game with a Mini. Classic Mini that drives extremely quickly. It's really funny. This is the Primo. That's right, Primo. It looks better in GTA 5. I'll put it in the meh tier. Quad bike is kind of fun. I don't think I'd pick it over anything else because it's kind of twitchy. Also in meh, I'm going to put the Rain Dance because I don't use it. The Rancher, however, is one of my favourite vehicles. I just like it. It customizes very well. It's a very reliable vehicle. The Ranger is exactly the same in that category. The only thing the Ranger has less than the Rancher is that you obviously can't customize it. But it's nice. I like it a lot. The RC cars are going to go in here because you can't use them. You can never drive them. And fuck the RC plane. And fuck Zero. I hate him. This is going in the only thing if it was spawning category because it's slow. It's the Reefer, I believe. The Regina is going in the Met here. The Regina is surprisingly rare too, but it's not great. It's kind of slow. It's not something I would want to drive. The Remington is very good. It's going to go in the pretty good category, the pretty good tier, because I kind of like it. It customizes really nicely as well. The Rhino is going to go into the pretty good tier as well, because it's a tank. What more is there to say? It's a tank. Like, why wouldn't it be good? And then there's the Road Train. I seem to remember that being a decently quick truck, actually. It's going to go in the pretty good tier. It looks pretty cool. It's got the bull bars and everything. The Hearse, I guess I'll put it in. I wouldn't pick it over anything above. It's not the worst vehicle. It's alright. The Rumpo is kind of meh because it's kind of ugly. It's really slow. I don't know why they swapped the pony and the Rumpo's designs between 3 and Vice City, but I don't care. The Rustler, only if it were the only thing spawning. I don't fly planes very often. The Sabre, on the other hand, is one of my favourites. Not sure why. I just like it. It sounds cool, looks cool, drives pretty well. I made the Green Sabre once with like custom Grove wheels, which was pretty neat. Saddle Shit is what this thing is actually called. I wouldn't pick it over anything above. The same goes for the Saddler, because you know. I'm going to put the Sanchez in my category of favourites because I love the Sanchez. It's great fun to Sanchez around the desert and the countryside and stuff. It's also pretty decently quick. The Sand King is going to go into the pretty good category. I have a question. Why is it that on the PC version, the Sand King and the Super GT, there might be a third vehicle, have like a weird permanent shadow over them? I don't know why. You just can't see their textures clearly. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's a mod for that. Let me know if there is. If there's a way to fix that. Savannah, don't like it. I wouldn't pick it over anything above because I remember it being hard to drive. The amount of times I flipped over Caesar Savannah in the mission photo opportunity is too damn high. Again, this thing here, I also wouldn't pick this over anything above. Same goes with the regular Sparrow. But the regular Sparrow is rarer, so, you know. Does the regular Sparrow have a gun on it too, or is it just the Sea Sparrow? I don't know. But I don't fly those helicopters very often. Maybe if I'm like stranded near Verdant Meadows and maybe I'll pick that one up, but I don't know. Sakura Car is fine. It's alright, you know. I drove one the other day. It was alright. Didn't hate it. Sentinel's pretty cool too. I put it in the alright tier. The Sentinel's kind of rare, actually. I'm not sure why, but it is. Although it's kind of always been rare, hasn't it? Shamal is also going in the alright category because I don't fly it often, but it's a decent vehicle. This is going to be in the only thing if it was spawning because it's slow, it's clunky, it's not fun to use. The Slam Van, however, nice and voice, the Slam Van, however, is one of my favourites. Customizes really well, looks nice, pretty rare too. The Solaire, hear me out. The Solaire is actually good. I took one off the streets and I drove it, and it was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. It's really fun. That's the is that the Squallow or is it the Speeder? I think this is Speeder. I want to say again. I wouldn't only if it was the only thing appearing. You know, I don't really like to use vehicles. The Squallow is also going to go in there. It's a nice vehicle, looks nice, but the Stafford is going into the pretty good tier because it looks nice and it customizes really well, actually. You know, it actually customizes a lot better than I thought it would. The Stallion is actually one of my favourite vehicles in the game. Not entirely sure why. I just really like it. You know? Also, it reminds me of the Diablo Stallion from GTA 3, which is never a bad thing. The Stratum is going to go into the alright tier. Or the pretty good tier, rather. Because of how it customizes. So that's the only reason. The Stretch, I like the Stretch. It's pretty cool. It's just like a fun vehicle to drive a limo around. Shame you can only customize the top of it though. The bottom part remains white, so I don't know why that is, but it does. This thing, don't like it. It's too twitchy. The stunt plane. The Sultan's very good. I like the Sultan. Everyone likes the Sultan. Customizes pretty well. I think it's a Subaru actually. We have the Sunrise. I don't like it. I hate this vehicle. I don't know why. I just have never liked the Sunrise. It's just kind of one of those vehicles. And guess what? Super GT. I have a bone to pick with this car. Hate it too. This car, it's very, very, very bad to drive. Actually, no, well, I'm going to put it in the how do you drive this category. Because how the fuck do you drive it? Like, there's a race where you use it and you spin out all the time. Ugh. And you have to use it for city slicking. The SWAT tank, you can barely ever drive it. It's alright. Like, it's a cool, unique vehicle. So I think I'll put it in the pretty good tier for that reason alone. You can only get one in the entire game. And you have to intentionally fail the mission to get it. I edited it into traffic in my game, and it's really hard to shoot the driver, so because it's locked. Sweeper, I wouldn't pick it over anything else, but it's kind of fun. It's slow, but it's kind of fun to drive, I suppose. Tahoma's going in the same category. Strangely, the Tahoma counts as a lowrider, but it doesn't have any custom paint jobs or anything, so I don't know why. Tampa's going to go in the same category because it only really spawns in the same area that the Buccaneer does, but it's not the worst vehicle either, you know. Funnily enough, the next vehicle also goes in that tier, the Tanker. It's just one I wouldn't really pick. I mentioned earlier that I like the Taxi. I don't know why, I just do, so it's going in the favourites category. It's a decent vehicle, drives pretty well. Berkeley RC van, one of the rarest vehicles in the entire game, unless you use the Beefy Baron mission, I suppose. I like it a lot because it's rare. What else can I really say? The Tornado's pretty cool. The Tornado's actually kind of rare. It only spawns in Vargos territory, and after you get rid of all the Vargos, you barely ever see it. The tow truck is fun. That's definitely going in the pretty good tier, because it's one of the ways to get some of the unique vehicles. You can also tow the girlfriend cars as well. Tractor though, only if the other thing's spawning. It's too slow. Trashmaster, again, wouldn't go for it, really. Same goes for this thing as well. The Tug is going to go into the meh category, along with the baggage handler, because it's slow. You see one at Area 69 during the mission, which is pretty fun, but other than that, Turismo is pretty fun. It's really easy to destroy because you're going so quick, but it's a good vehicle. I like it a lot. The Uranus, yes! The Uranus, that's the other vehicle that's permanently shadowed in the PC version of the game. Again, it's pretty good. So it's the Sand King, the Super GT, and the Uranus have a permanent shadow over them. Please tell me why. But yeah, pretty good category. Utility truck or utility van, it's alright, it's pretty speedy, I suppose. I wouldn't really pick it though. The Vincent is kind of meh. I have never driven this vehicle very often. Just don't remember it being very good. Same with the Virgo, which is another like generic vehicle. The Voodoo, however, is where'd it go? I'm going to put that in pretty good because I actually kind of like the Voodoo. It customizes pretty well. It's actually kind of quick as well. The Vortex, I like the Vortex. It's pretty cool. I'm going to put this in my favourites because I want to. I like it. I use it to get the oysters, and strangely enough, I think it counts as a plane because when you drive when you have a 4-star monster level, the Hydras will shoot at you, and Area 69 will shoot the anti-aircraft missiles at you, even though you're on the ground. And also, it kind of flies off ramps a little bit. So, the Walton is just another vehicle that I wouldn't really use unless it was the only thing spawning. I guess it's kind of decent. I'll put it in meh. Washington's going to go in meh as well. Customize is alright, but it's not the best vehicle in the game. The Wayfarer, a lot of people don't like it. It's the slowest bike in the game, but I like how it looks, so I'm going to put it in the pretty good tier. What's that? The Vincent? Don't remember it. Just one of those cars again. The Windsor, however, is good. I like the Windsor. It's rare. It's a rare vehicle. Sorry. And yeah, I like it a lot. It's a fun vehicle to use, and I quite like it. The Yankee is going to go in the meh tier because it's really slow and lumbering, and I don't like it. The Yosemite is also going in the meh tier. I replaced it with the Cartel Cruiser mod. The ZR, however, is a very good car. The ZR's funny because it spawns everywhere, even in the desert. So yeah, that's my tier list of all the vehicles in San Andreas. What do you think? Let me know your opinions in the comments. Tell me what your favourite vehicle is and why, and what your least favourite vehicle is and why. And maybe, as well, tell me about a vehicle you like that not many other people do. Let me know how much you agree or disagree with me. Just don't be a dick about it. Don't be like, how dare you put my favourite car in insert tier here, you bastard. Be civil about it, please. But yes, that's my tier list. Those are my favourite vehicles. I know I'm weird, but hey, And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.